Speed limiter is off. Speed limiter is off. Speed limiter is off.
Hello everybody and welcome back live to coverage of your Simraceway World Touring Car Championship. As we said earlier, 3 manufacturers. We've got a full grid of drivers and a reverse grid to come later on. This qualifying will deserve, I think, a special mention as well because of what it implies and what the future holds for this. This does not just decide the grid for race 1, it decides the grid for race number 2. So currently, whilst Van Panther leads the series in terms of qualifying, he will start the second race from the back of the grid if he finishes on pole position. So it's a brilliant new incentive here in Simraceway and Intel. We've seen some cracking racing in the series. So as it stands, it's a BMW Van Panther from Devil Bevin Seat, then Sean 24, G Cortese, Puma, Graufinkel, AG06, then the Chevrolet B13 at the moment. Still not separated by much either. 0.3 of a second though is the lead between first and second. So Van Panther's really found his stride here at this Cadwell Park circuit. Although he's gone a bit wide there and in fact may have impeded his lap, but 0.3 over Devil Bevin. There's a 1:27.6 from him, a 1:27.7 from Sean, a 27.8 from Cortese in the Chevrolet Cruze, and a 1:27.9 from Puma. So they're all pretty much a tenth of a part the more you go down the field. Then you're into the 28s, and the rest of the drivers still haven't set times. They include the Flo, Dimitris Giannopoulos, and Dimitri. All still currently in the pit lane, have not set times yet. Bear in mind, we have just seen some very, very strange scenario involving the Chevrolet Cruze. 3 cars have spontaneously, I say combusted, but the engines have blown up. It's happened so many times now. We've seen at least 5 cars go out of race number 2. So I'm really, really hoping that doesn't continue here today. We've got a lot of Chevys in the field. It's all about the attrition rate, and I don't think these cars are the most reliable when put under intensive strain. They're powerhouse cars. They're not designed for these little agile circuits where they can be thrown around like the Seats. So if you're used to throwing around the little Seat Leon and you try it with this Chevrolet, the tyres are going to be run ragged, the engine gets hot, the radiator could get damaged, and you never know what could happen next. So more cars taken to the circuit at the moment. And the Flo and Night Raceway still not set a time. Oh, and Paul, the Flo, I think it must have, yeah, what's the Flo? Had a bit of an incident there. That's a real shame. These BMWs also seem to be struggling for grip. Van Panther had a bit of an incident going out of the final corner, and he's now got to restart his lap again with only a minute and a half left. I think he may just get round.
The lap won't count.
So Van Panther's now got himself 0.3 of a second, with Puma exceeding his way out the second in the same black and orange car, which the black and orange BMW has been used by him, I think, every race this season actually. And Devil Bev in 3rd, Sean 24 4th, Cortese in 5th, AG06 in 6th, Graufinkel 7th, Fachinaro in 8th, B13 in 9th, and Dimitri in P10. So Dimitri Giannopoulos. So it's a 2 Dimitri. We have Dimitri's 1, and we'll call him Keyboard Wizard Dimitri, because this man, oh, maybe not such a wizard now. He's just done about 4 barrel rolls going into the Hall bends. So end of the qualifying session there for him. So Dimitri's back in the pits. We're going out again, so obviously just wants the track time at the moment. They've been very busy actually, 2 cars scrambling to get out, and especially towards the back end of that circuit. Out of the final couple of corners, Van Panther over the line. He does get to set a lap time, so he's flashing his lights. He wants Dimitri out of the way, and he just gets there in time. Well, Dimitri will not get a chance to set a lap. Renault did not either. Night Raceway won't. The checkered flag is out in qualifying now. So it's now just a case of who these drivers are going to maybe top Van Panther, because he's a man on a mission at the moment. Puma's the only one that can realistically do it. He won't have enough time to set though. Here comes Devil Bevin. He's 3/10 of a second away. He needs 8,000s to beat Puma. Can he do it? No, he can't. And the Seat stays in third. And that brings a close almost to this qualifying session. We're waiting for B1 306 to finish his time. He's just going through Mansfield's now. So B13 rises through the mountain section. And now through Hallbend, and again struggling there. No, he's actually come off, so the Alamanu Chevy again struggling. My Raceway's finished his lap. I think this is going to be a closure on the session. The only other cars out there have already finished their times as far as I'm aware. So yes, Van Panther is now your pole sitter. So Van Panther 127.3, 3/10 faster than Puma. Devil Bevin narrowly missing out on the second row of, or the first row of the grid, with Sean 24 in fourth and Cortese in P5. We'll be right back with you for the first of our double headers. It means the pole sitter for race 2 is going to be the Chevrolet Cruze of Luke Sky 80, with Renault in second. So here we go then, the third round of your Simraceway World Touring Car Championship about to get underway. No, so we just had a warm-up restart, so it'll just be a second. Some last-minute adjustments to be had, it seems. So a run through the order again: Van Panther from Puma, then Devil Bevin, Sean, and G Cortese. Yeah, so here we go then. Quickly give you the grid and the cars. This is the first of two races, 15 laps apiece for the World Touring Car Championship. It's Van Panther that's on pole position in his BMW, from the BMW of Puma in second. Devil Bevin sits in third place. Fourth place is Sean. Fifth, Cortese. The very narrow start to Cadwell Park means the drivers are going to really struggle getting through the opening couple of corners unscathed, it seems. Here we'll see what they're made of. Just 1 second before the 4 red lights come on. Here we go then. Van Panther on the inside. Puma trying to sweep it round. Green flag racing here at Cadwell Park for the first of two races. And Puma's got off to a fairly good start in second, trying to wrap it right around the outside. He's been forced to the outside of the circuit there, but still not quite where he wants to be as they dive through towards turn number 2. Down and up they go, coming out of turn 2 through Chigali's and onto the Park Straight. So it's a BMW 1, 2, 3 and 4 at the moment, with 806 in 4th, Devil Bevin the first of the Seats lining up in 5th. We've got Cortese going around the outside of Graufindl there, that's in 6th and 7th. And Cortese on the grass, actually, that's not where he needs to be. Graufindl will hold his line very assertively, and in turn keeps his position. There's some heavy braking as they make their way into Mansfield Corner. Diving over the apex they go for the first time. Still no casualties. Been a very calm first lap here by the World Touring Car field here today. And Puma's now into the lead. So Van Mander's made a mistake because he's now almost down to third. In fact, Sean 24 is looking to try and even punish him for it as well. And someone's got the bollard off, and I think that was Puma. So it's still a BMW 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 there. As Devil Bevin under pressure again, but Cortese maintaining his ground just there. So we come towards the end of lap 1. Puma started second, now in the lead. And Panther lines up behind him. Then Sean, AG06, Devil Bevin, Graufindl, Cortese, B13, Dimitri-R for Flo, Renault, and then over the line last, My Raceway, Luke Sky, and Frechianera. Round out your 14-car field for this race. The Puma, then Van Panther, then Sean, and AG06 at the moment as Devil Bevin tries to move to the inside at the moment. Can he get there on time? Oh, bit of contact, but nothing too abrasive. And Devil Bevin barely holds on to 4th place as he makes his way past the Beamer to break up the BMW 1, 2, 3, 4. Gio, then Cortese battling as well. That's over 5th and 6th. Cortese trying to move to the inside of the Chevrolet. And now actually there's a bit of battling and argy-bargy behind there. Cortese overtakes Giannopoulos, and who's that? Devil Bevin's off! Devil Bevin's off in the Seat. That's not what he wanted. He's now down for P10, goes right to the end of that train. It's now the Graufindl group as they go over the line. Beamer from Beamer, Chevy, Seat, Chevy. And then the flow in ninth, Devil Bevan in 10th, so all the way up to 4th place. Battling in that long train on lap 3 of 15 here. Now AGO6 is trying to hold on very, very carefully against B13. Can he get there or no? B13 to the outside. Still no avail just yet. The Chevy trying to duck all over the BMW to find a way through. And really is being put through its paces. To Seat not too far behind either, with Cortese in 8th place, just lining up, waiting for the opportunity to arise. The two Swiss-driven cars there. The Seat number 1 of Nick Jarre, the other one of Alan Manu. And now flying over the bumps again through the bend. It's so difficult now for these drivers to keep themselves pointing in the right direction, but Cortese doing everything in his power to push through B13. Two equal Chevy power. It's not exactly easily done. Very wide cars. And through Coppice Corner again. Big look up there by Graufindo, who's leading the Graufindo group currently. AGO6 there just behind, then B13, and obviously Cortese, who we were just talking about a moment ago. Behind him we've got the flow, who's sunk all the way down after what unfortunately was a bit of an unfortunate start there. But still, current race leader is Puma, then Van Panther in the BMW. Sean also only about, from what I can gather, 6 seconds away from the race leader at this stage. Graufindo 4th, then AGO6, B13 in 6th. Cortese there as well, and the cars shuffle around. We've got Renault and Simraceway. Those two were actually duelling in the B race earlier on, now find themselves being Hammer and Tom once again, so it's the last thing they wanted, I'm pretty sure. By the way, they've caught wire to the back of Luke Sky's Chevrolet, which isn't seeming to make as much progress as it would like. Nonetheless, so the drivers continue their charge up the mountain. Luke's having to defend extremely hard to keep those drivers at bay. And once again, another slight error there for Dimitris Giannopoulos. Now Luke's guy doing just about all his power to keep that part just ahead of his fellow competitors at the moment. The red and white Seats of Renault and Simraceway look to continue their fight up the field as well, but Cortese and B13A6 are really not that far adrift. In fact, they're only a couple of tenths, and they're looking at the two BMWs ahead of them as well, Graufindo and AGO6. B13 under pressure now from Cortese to the outside as they go through the park, straight into park corner at turn 4. On the inside it's B13, Cortese luckily runs onto the apex of the corner, very wide curbing there, and he's able to catch onto it nicely to not lose any ground. He does lose a position. Cortese down to 7th in the Chevrolet, looking to fight back as B13 sets his sights on the two BMWs ahead of him. Two Beamers looking to try actually catch the ones in front. So it's now a BMW 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the B13 looks to try and break the trend and overtake AGO6. However, it's not exactly an easy task around a circuit this demanding. We're about a third of the way through the racing at the moment. 5 laps completed. The man who started from the inside, Puma, who started second of course, and now is leading the charge ahead of Van Panther. So he's got ahead of the pole sitter. There shouldn't be any pit stops either, so it's all about now, can Puma just retain its advantage? Obviously the reverse grid in race 2, you never know what sort of incidents or mystery the race holds. You've got to try and make sure you capitalise and take all the chances when they're offered to you. You cannot lose any ground here at Cadwell Park, because you will soon regret it going into round 4 of the championship in just a weekend's time. So the drivers nearing the end of their World Touring Car run, and then we'll let you know just what we've got planned after that, because we've got some really brilliant racing and championships lined up over the closing stages of 2014 here in Simraceway. It has been simply a fantastic year so far. We've seen stuff from the New Year's Championship, the Donington Championship, and now the World Touring Car Championship. Brilliant racing this year, a massive stride for Simraceway, and now we get to take it just one step further. Kima still leads as he comes towards the end of lap number 6. It's all about the bust of traffic that's going on behind there as AGO and B13 still locked in that warfare as they go through the Hall bends once again. Oh, and there's been another collision. It's the same corner. Who's lost the wheel? It's Puma. The same corner has stricken a BMW again. I cannot believe it. 2 races in a row. Puma out of the race. The black and orange BMW has lost the front left wheel from what I can hear. It is the front left wheel. The number 5, the man who started from second, took the lead out of the race just before going out of turn number 17. And now the BMWs are going to try and capitalise. So Van Panther, thanks to that endeavour, has now got himself a whopping 7-second lead over Sean 24. Then it's Grant Findle, then AGO6 and B183. So AGO6 ahead of B13, then Cortese, and Neville Bevin's caught right up on these. We saw this in the previous race as well. We approach a halfway stage and the Seat seemed to have this sort of mid-race surge where it's almost like a turbo button rises its way onto the steering wheel, and before you know it they just have lightning pace around this undulating Cadwell Park circuit. Neville Bevin looked extremely feisty as he tries to attack the cars in front. AGO6 has made a dismal error as Cortese goes through. So the Chevy's overtaken a BMW. It's now Van Panther's BMW ahead of Sean's BMW, then Graf Findle's BMW, and then the first Chevrolet. The cars that have had plenty of drama here this weekend, over 6 retirements from blown engines, and what the Chevrolet has seen so far. Hopefully the same fate does not strike here today. The history's already repeated itself regarding blown up BMWs, or at least a wheel coming off them at least. And now Neville Bevin looks to try and move his Seat a bit further forward past the BMW of AGO6. It's already made a fantastic charge up through the field. It's now just got a bit far left, a bit more to try and make his way in towards the top 5 places. Neville Bevin now up through the Hall bends once again. He's still looking pretty intense right now. You can, oh, Dimitri Giannopoulos is retired, and Simraceway's very own keyboard king is out of the race, and that's a real shame. I think a lot of people were expecting some big things for him here today, and they just haven't quite been delivered in his set. He will be disappointed, but we all know Dimitri, he'll be fighting back before you know it. The next round of the championship, no doubt in my mind about that whatsoever. Very, very competitive driver, and don't forget the reverse grid as well. I think he qualified about 7th or 8th, so should be fairly well placed going into the reverse grid round of the championship. And he's provided to be such a catalyst for excitement as well, these reverse grids during race number 2. Given us plenty of entertainment in the past, and we're sure that's only going to continue here today. Neville Bevin and AGO still very close, and the Seat just can't find a way through just yet. I don't think it's going to stay that way for much longer though, as the Seat's a lot easier to overtake with than a big wide BMW you have to throw around. It's almost like a rally car, the Seat. It's very, very nimble, hence why it's such a dominant presence in both British Touring Car and World Touring Car. Of course, numerous championships in British Touring Car Championship. I remember a few years ago actually watching how crazily good they were. They back in 07 in the World Touring Car Championships as well. Seat do have a very strong presence here, and you can see why. Many of the circuits they go to, they may get outran by the Chevrolets and BMWs, but you come to a circuit as undulating and as physically demanding as this, you want agility and you want speed, and that is exactly what the Seat does. It's the equivalent of a Porsche in terms of GT racing or something like that. It's just sheer speed and agility. You can throw it round corners, really attack with it, as opposed to really lug it round. It's not a heavy car, it's very light, meaning it's plenty of fun to drive and very expressive for the drivers as they try and overtake, which is exactly what Devil Bevin's trying to have a look for now, as we are on lap 10 and 15 here in the first race of 2 here at Cadwell Park. Always to the inside there, tried Devil Bevin, but not quite going to get it going through there despite his best efforts. He almost got cut off completely there as they made his way out of the gooseneck. That could have been very traumatic indeed. So he's very lucky he didn't actually make any contact whatsoever there. Here comes Devil, making his way through the mountain section. Bit of a lock up on the left rear, but it shouldn't affect his race too badly, I shouldn't imagine. Although he's still behind at the moment. A run through of the order then, as we have 5 laps remaining here at Cadwell Park. Van Panther from Sean, Ralph Findle in 3rd, 4th place P1386, 5th place G Cortese, 6th place AG06, 7th Devil Bevin, 8th place The Flow, 9th Luke Sky, 10th is Reno at the moment. But the fastest man on the circuit, very predictably, is the Polter to Van Panther, streets ahead of many other people. It's not really challenging whatsoever. No one can seem to get their game on around him. And now there's not long left in this race, and the tension's definitely starting to build. You can see that by the way these Chevrolets are making their way through, and listen to the onboard and the engines starting to maybe sound a little bit ill. We're 11 laps in, so about 15 minutes worth of racing is what we've had. And Cortese just needs a little bit more to make his way past his fellow Chevrolet driver, V1386. He's just not quite close enough at this moment in time. He almost went a bit wide there as well, didn't he? Over the start finish straight again they go. 127.495 that time for Cortese, a 127.7 for B1386, a 128 flat for Ralph Findle, Sean a 128.1, and Panther back in the 127s. Cortese now under pressure, but as is AG06, I think Devil Bevin getting very close in the battle for 6th position at the moment. The laps are ticking by, the corners are disappearing, and the Seat Leon is looking extremely handy right now. It's just whether he can muster up enough momentum or force AG06 into an error, or maybe offline, just an unintentional nudge or anything like that. It's not exactly a big ask. AG06 very, very consistent at driving here today. Rising through the mountain part of the section again, and this is where he's going to have to try and get all his advantage. Down through the hall bends once again, and Devil Bevin is looking like he's getting deeper, but all it takes is one slight mistake through there, and that's race over there, and you're just clattering in to the side of your opponent. Oh, we've got a car. Oh, Graf Findle's off. Graf Findle fall from P3 now down to 7th, which means the AG06 Devil Bevin battle is now for 5th place. We've got the Chevys battling for a podium position. Hold on, hang on, Devil Bevin's got the pit button lit, so lap 13, he's maybe going to be heading down pit road very late on here. But Cortese now really attacking B13. I think now since he's got a sniff of a podium, he's simply come alive at the moment. Oh, he got very close now, going into turn number 18 again. B13 is not me. Oh, he's gone on the grass slightly, and Cortese's feeling it. Penultimate lap of the race. This is where drivers turn into heroes and heroes turn into legends. The Chevrolet boys will be dueling extremely hard over the next 3 minutes or so to determine which one of them, if any, is going to end up on the podium, or if there will be an error and end up giving the position to Devil Bevin in the Seat, who lingers about 10 seconds adrift now in P5. So Luke's guy down in 9th. Reno and Raceway, those two Seats have been together all race long in 10th and 11th. That does not look to have changed as they go through the first corner. Still line astern, tracing each other's lines like they're figure skaters, and really just being so close to each other. The Van Panther now leads Sean with B13 in 3rd, and Cortese challenging extremely close behind him now. Devil Bevin, big look up there, and I'm surprised actually after getting through AG06 that he's pulled away as much as he has. We knew the Seat was quick, but after making the move, I think we missed it. We were looking at what was going on elsewhere in the field, or trying to keep you updated anyway. But he's dispersed AG06 in the BMW, and now finds his way into the top 5, and looking extremely good for some solid points in the first round of 2 here today. So Van Panther still leads on the final lap then. Only a minute and 20 seconds separate that man from a pole position, the fastest lap and the win. He has been sensational in this championship, and his form looks to continue. Sean 24 in 2nd. 3rd place is B13. 4th is Cortese. Now opens up to the outside. Can he sweep it round? He's going for the move. It's now or never. Final lap of the race. He's on the grass and he can't make it. B13 fended off. The sweat will be dripping down his visor. B13 has got to cling on for dear life. They make their way now, braking heavily in towards Mansfield Corner at turn 8. Half the lap down, half the lap to go. Cortese pressuring, giving as much as he can. But is it going to be enough? That's the question. Has he done enough to pass? Or is B13 defended like a champion? And Van Panther now comes out of the final corner. And this is going to be it. Over the start finish straight. A pole position. A fastest lap. And a win for Van Panther. His great streak in this championship continues. Sean 24 takes 2nd. What a drive there for him. A brilliant effort to BMW 1-2. B13 does take 3rd from Cortese. Only just. They were side by side. The B13 heads the field. Cortese straight back into the paddock, ready for the next race. Devil Bevin 5th, AG06 in 6th place. So big race there for Devil. Graf Findel in 7th, the Flow in 8th, 9th Luke Sky, 10th Night Raceway, 11th Fracchionera. A dodgy, unfortunate last lap there for Reno. He slips down another position, down to 12th. And Dimitri and Puma are 2 retirements. But a great drive from Van Panther means himself and Puma will be starting from 14th and 13th for race number 2 with the qualifying reverse grid. From myself, Liam Jenkins, I will see you all very shortly for the climax of round 3 of our race weekend.